My name is Marshall Taplits. I'm one of the co-founders of NYNJA, and this is our 7th live training series. And today we're going to be focusing on managing contacts. And so without any further ado, I will share my screen. Please feel free to interrupt if you have a question. And I'm sorry, June, if you could just unshare your screen, please. Thank you. And again, just if you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt if it's about what we're talking about. And if you want to hold until the end, we'll also have a question and answer session for anything else. And again, my name is Marshall, and today we're going to be going through the managing contacts. So NYNJA being one of the premier messaging platforms available now, there are many ways to interact with your contacts, and I'd like to take the time to go through them. The first thing is on your own account, which you can access in the top right. There's a circle of your avatar. If you haven't yet uploaded an avatar, it'll just show as a little red ninja shuriken. And I'll click into my profile. And there's two things that I'll notice here. One is the login method. One of the unique things about NYNJA is that you do not absolutely need your phone number. A lot of people who only have landline phone numbers or just simply don't want their phone number to be shared for privacy purposes, they create an account using their email. You can also create an account using Facebook and Google. So in fact, a phone number is only one way out of 4 ways on NYNJA that you can create an account. Now, what does that mean? Well, a lot of other applications you may be familiar with, such as WhatsApp or any other messaging program that looks into your contacts to try to match on the phone number. But with NYNJA, since so many people don't use their phone number, there's other ways for you to connect that are way more secure and private. So what I'm going to show you here is first the username. Now, when you are signing up, the system will ask you if you want to set a username, but at that time it is optional. However, setting a username is a good idea because one, it is a unique variable that is in the whole system. So for example, in this account, I am Marshall_1. There's nobody else that can ever be Marshall_1. So this is something that, especially with NYNJA being new, it's great to register your name and any, important usernames that you may want to use in the future for yourself or for your business. And once you've set a username, I'll show you in a bit, but you can actually then be found and find others by their username. So in NYNJA, especially for users who do not sign up by phone number, the username is really the easiest way to find people. Now, the second way to find people, or to be found, I should say, is the QR code. And you can see here on the bottom is my QR code. Now, in the mobile application, this is super useful because you can go into your profile right from the main screen and show your QR code, and another user can scan it. But even while using the desktop, it's very convenient because if somebody is next to you physically, they can use their phone app to scan your QR code here, or you can take a screenshot of this QR code and just keep it in your photos so that you can send it out to whoever you need. So QR code and username are two main areas that we want to focus on. Okay. By the way, you are able to change your username whenever you want. You can just go edit, and then you can change it. And then that will change it going forward, which is also good for security because, for example, if you want to kind of cut ties with people who are not already contacts, you can actually change your username. Thus, you will not be able to be found anymore by your previous username. So again, for security, but you would not lose any of your existing contacts. So let's say I'm a user in Ninja and I want to add a new contact. So there are two places you can go. One is here under New, and we have Add Contact by username and by number. And the second area is on the left screen where you have Contacts and again add username and number. And don't get confused with this invite by email. It just sends an invite if you want someone to join Ninja. It's not a way to search for an existing user, just like username and Ninja and number. So for the purposes of now, I'm going to show you how I can add somebody by a username. So let's say somebody just told me their username and I just click New, Add Contact by Username. And I have somebody I'd like to add. Her account is Veronica. And here she is. Now, as you can see, I've already requested permission to contact her, to become a contact. This is also for security, whereas on other platforms, once people have your phone number, they can pretty much spam you, and it's up to you to mark it as spam. With Ninja, people have to request permission to be added to your contacts, and you have to accept it. So in this case, Veronica has not yet accepted my invitation. Let's try my friend Johnny Go Lucky. Perfect. So I am not yet a contact with Johnny Go Lucky, but I searched by his username, and I came up with his profile, and I'll introduce myself. Hi, we met hiking last week. Send request, contact requested. So now he's in the same state as Veronica. I'm waiting for both of those people now to accept my request. Now, another way I could have invited somebody is by phone number. But now again, remember, this is only going to work if the person signed up for their Ninja account with their phone number, or set some settings that they purposely wanted to be found this way. So in general, unless you know that the user signed up by their phone number, it will be better if you use the username or the QR code. But let's go through it and I'll show you. I'm going to add a phone number that I want to search. And here you go. JR, our CEO, came up, and in fact, I'm already a contact of his. So if I was not a contact, you would have seen exactly like you saw when I added by username. But now because we are a contact, you can actually communicate directly. So I can now click in to send a message or go ahead and make calls with him, etc. So again, you're looking at the username and number as the ways that you want to add users. Add contacts, sorry. Now, on the left side, let's have a look at the contact history. So the contact history shows you in timeline order what happened to all of your contacts. So for example, I requested Aaron Martin and Mary Bates and Veronica, which we already know she was requested. Some of my contacts are already connected, ones that say my contact, so I can go ahead and go click with them. If I see any of the ones that are requested, you can see I cannot chat with them yet. And I can just continue going down the line. And you'll notice here's one, Johnny Come Lately. He sent me a contact request, and so I have the option to ignore or accept. If I ignore, then basically it will just show to the other user as requested. So we don't send a message saying, you were blocked or anything like that. Okay, we just leave it be, and you can just ignore it. In other words, alternatively, you can also accept the contact that Johnny is requesting. So before I go ahead and hit that, I just want to show you there are several places that you could be notified that you have a new contact request. One is on the dashboard here. There's a section contact requests that would come up right away. So you can click ignore or accept straight away if you know what you want. The second is the timeline view, which shows you every one of your messages and activities in a timeline view. And you can see back just a few messages. He asked me if I wanted to be a contact. So I could accept here. And then the third way is in the contact history. And it doesn't matter where, it's all the same, but you can go ahead and accept. And as soon as I accept Johnny's contact request, I can now go ahead and send him messages and, glad we're connected. Let's have a call when free, right? So now we're contacts. And I can show you that because if I go to my all contacts, here's Johnny come lately, and we're already connected, as you can see. So that is how you manage basic contacts. One other feature I'd like to show you is how to share a contact. So again, remember, when you sign up with NYNJA, you do not necessarily need to use your phone number. And unlike other platforms, when you introduce somebody to another person, you also do not need to leak their phone number either. So the way you send a contact is, let's say June asked me for JR's contact. I can say contact, and here is JR, and sent. So now JR is able to click in to JR's contact card, and I can see everything because I'm already connected. But June would be asked in the screen if she wanted to send a contact request to JR, which he would then have to accept before they are connected, again for security purposes. While we're in this screen, let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the options that you can have with a contact once you are connected. So the first one is you can see their photo. You can see, or whatever they upload, if it's an avatar or what have you. You can see their first and last name. First name is required, last name is optional, so if they don't want to share it, they don't have to. The next one is the username. So if you wanted to share their username with somebody, you would just say, they're June M1. And you can make an audio call or a video call. And remember, from NYNJA, even if you start an audio call, you can turn on and off the video within the call in real time. So it doesn't really matter which one you start with. You can turn on and off. It's just the beginning setting. You can also have a note about this contact. For example, where they met, anything they've worked on before, a birthday, just anything you feel you want to remember about June. And you can also set your notifications. One is, if June is super, super important, I can put continuous notification until read. So basically, it will not stop ringing until I answer. For those of you who have bosses and wives and significant others, you will understand. Semi-joking, but alternatively, you can set different ringtones for each contact as you wish. Okay. We also have the cloud storage. So when you've been chatting with June for the last 5 years, let's say, and you've built up a suite of files that you've sent her over the years, and she sent you links over the years, you can find all of these important messages, right by the cloud storage, which then you can click in to the message, and you can also right-click to delete, forward it, or if multiple messages at a time, select messages. So I can go in here. That should have gone directly to the message. Don't know why it didn't. We'll have a look later. Additionally, you can export your conversation to CSV. So, I see. It popped over to June's. My bad. So let's go back here. I can export my conversation to CSV. For example, if I want to export everything from July or June 28th to now, and I can save my media as links. So I'll get links in my spreadsheet. Select all, export. So this will give me a CSV downloaded file of every conversation I've ever had with June. probably should have not opened that. It may be a little large. There we go. And you can see here that from June 28th to July 14th, here's every message, including links to every file that was sent. So this is a great way to archive, both for business purposes as well as personal. And I could delete the entire chat history. So for example, if I want to export it to have a physical copy, but I want it all deleted, I can do that. And I can also block user. For example, if I accidentally accepted June as a contact, but in fact, it wasn't the person I thought she was, I can block her. So these are all different ways of using the NYNJA platform to communicate with contacts, or not communicate with contacts, but to find your contacts on NYNJA and how to manage your contacts in general. So without any further ado, just like to open it up for questions if anybody has any.
Hi, Marshall. What about when you have a contact whose primary language is not the same as yours?
Okay. We can go into the chat settings. That's a good point. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. Okay. And let's say, for example, and I'll just continue to use the chat with June here. We have a difference, I guess, between what we consider contact level information and chat level information. So these are the options that are available to you on the contact itself. However, if I enter the chat with June, we have another contact options where you go here to language settings. And arguably, we could probably put language settings on both screens, but here is the language settings screens. And what this allows you to do is to decide, for example, if June is going to be writing to me in French, I may want that to be translated to English for me automatically. I don't know, June, if you can type something in French. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Is that possible?
Yeah, just give me a moment here.
And as June is preparing this, we do have a training session on our translation functionalities, and I would definitely recommend using it, because if you're doing business or have colleagues of any sort in other countries, we've got users that literally just type their own language, and built in Google Translate takes care of everything, message by message. So this is a fantastic feature. One sec while June is working on that. Here we go. So you can see here, I didn't even do anything. I just got the message, bonjour, and I'm not even going to try. But it said, hello, I will answer later, which is perfect for me. Because now I didn't have to copy that out into Google Translate, figure out what she said, and then come back and all that. So, that option, those options are here in language settings. So I can auto translate the incoming text. I can translate my text to her in French. See, what language do you want to send translated messages in? I can even say, hey, I know she speaks French. I'm going to say, no problem, later is fine. And you can see there, it automatically puts it in French, and June receives both. So without going too much into detail on the translation capabilities, just because we have a training session on it, I thank you, June, because that language settings button doesn't exist yet on the contact screen. It only exists on the chat screen once you click in. Any other questions? Okay, well, I appreciate everybody's time today, always taking the time out to come learn a little bit more about NYNJA. We're getting a lot of positive feedback now. We've got the screen share capability. We've got the call recording capability. We've got the event sign up, scheduled meetings with calendar integration, more and more and more all the time. And, just hope you're enjoying it. Please give us feedback. And, we'll just keep pumping out these training sessions and try to show you all the new features as they come out. And that's all for now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Try NYNJA now at www.nynja.work.